Yo, we are back with a reacts. And today we are going to be watching Andrew Tate defend himself against Piers Morgan. I have no idea who the fuck Piers Morgan is. I've only seen his face in clips here and there. And I think mainly I've only seen him in the past few weeks because he just had Jordan Peterson on. But we're going to see what he's talking about with Andrew Tate. It makes sense on why you'd have Andrew Tate on after the whole Jordan Peterson blow up over the social media. Like, why not have the most other controversial man on so we can get more fucking hype? But fuck it, let's see what they're talking about.
Andrew Tate's the most famous man you've probably never heard of, but the chances are your children will have videos of Tate.
Bruh, it's fucking not even 5 seconds in, they fucking trying to talk shit. The most famous man you've never heard of. Wait, what, you trying to little boy him like you some fucking worldwide celebrity, dog? I've only seen your face because of some of the guests that you be having on. Otherwise, I'd have no idea who the fuck you are, man. And the clips that you're in, you don't even be talking. It cuts to your face and it cuts back. You don't. I've not heard you offer no insight on shit.
He's been viewed billions of times online. He's built an enormous following, and mostly young men. And his often scandalous views about women that have made him notorious across the world. Views like this.
So I think my sister is her husband's property.
Clip.
When a bride
The clip.
is walking down the aisle to marry the groom, the father walks next to her and gives her away. True or false?
Tate's opinions on mental illness are equally controversial.
I don't believe in
Clip.
Don't mess with
Bruh,
me.
it's a TikTok.
I don't believe in it. If you're asleep in your bed in the middle of the night and you hear a noise and you believe in ghosts, now you're afraid. But if you don't believe in ghosts, it's the wind and you go back to sleep. You give the ghosts power by believing in them.
Well, this summer, every major social media platform banned Tate amid a global backlash and concerns about his influence on the young people who watch him. But copies of his videos are still shared millions of times every day. This show is called Uncensored. One of the challenges views directly, so he flew from Romania to sit here in this studio, and the full explosive interview airs later this week. Here's a bit of what's to come.
I just noticed it. How the fuck they got him named controversial TikToker? Right here. What the? He's a TikToker? He didn't have a TikTok page. That's the one thing. He had a YouTube page, he had an Instagram, he had this and that. But with TikTok, he never had a fucking TikTok. He blew the fuck up off of TikTok off of other people's pages. But he never had a fucking TikTok. If I'm wrong, comment down below. But I swear I've heard him say that he's never had a TikTok because he would have got banned off of TikTok. He just let people post him.
Do you respect women?
Absolutely. Why wouldn't I?
Do you think that 18, 19-year-old women are more attractive than 25-year-old women?
I think there's attractive people. That's a loaded question. I don't know.
Well, it's not really, is it?
I can't.
You know why I'm asking you?
Of course I do, but I can't sit here and
for
say.
the benefit of viewers who don't know why I'm asking, you said this. In general, this is also one of the reasons men find youth attractive. You want to blow up the internet? I'll blow up the internet right effing now. The reason 18 and 19-year-olds are more attractive than 25
Bullshit podcast.
They've been through less dick. People say, oh, you can't say that, but yes, I can. A 19-year-old is more attractive than a 26-year-old woman, and I'll tell you why. Because that 26-year-old has talked to more guys, been to the club more times, been effed and dumped more times, more arguments, more mess, more for me to clean up. That is misogyny.
Why?
Because you are encouraging a mindset about 25-year-old women that makes them sound out to be infinitely less desirable than 18, 19-year-olds, and having effectively been having too much sex to be taken in a more respectful way.
Well, firstly, even if that was the case, that wouldn't be misogyny.
Well, what did you mean by what you said?
That's not misogyny because it's not anti-women. I'm saying that an 18 or a 19-year-old woman would be more desirable.
Pretty anti-25-year-old women.
Anti-25-year-old women we can argue, but not misogyny.
Well, that's misogyny then, isn't it?
No, it's not.
What?
Anti-any woman at all.
What? Any woman at all is misogyny? What the fuck are you talking about? So I can't dislike one woman, and if I do, then I'm a misogynist? Like, what? He's talking about his preference on who he would like to be with, on who he would like to date. He's a fucking multi-millionaire. If he doesn't want to date someone that's fucking 25, he don't have to. I don't see no one coming at Leonardo DiCaprio like this. I don't see him coming on TV shows with hosts and shit, getting fucking cornered into a wall trying to answer these questions like he's fucking some demon. It's crazy to me. Like, motherfuckers just see a wave and they hop on it. Like, oh, people talking shit on him. Oh, people like whenever he gets put in his place. Well, then I'm gonna put him in his place, and I don't give a fuck about what he says. Anything he says is wrong until he says that he got put in his place, or until he says he's sorry, or this and that, or this and that. It's childish. It's so childish. It's so fucking childish.
Not when I'm saying that women are beautiful and attractive at a certain age and saying the age.
You're saying 18, 19-year-olds are more attractive than 25.
Well, then ageist perhaps, but misogynistic absolutely not.
But you just accepted it was misogyny.
No, I didn't. You said it was misogyny. I'm telling you, no, it's not.
If a 26-year-old.
What? Are you trying to trick him? No, you said that already. When the fuck did he? We're watching it. It was just 10 seconds ago. What the fuck are you talking about?
He's watching this and has heard those comments. Yeah. Would you just say to her, look, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that?
No, I won't. I will say that I am sorry that.
Unapologetic.
However, there's a large contingent of the world.
That doesn't mean you're sorry.
No, I'm not sorry. That's the point I'm making. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
However, there's a large contingent of the world that believe that, and I was mediating for a conversation.
Parts of the world that believe that about 26-year-old women are parts of the world where women are not allowed out on their own.
That's a conversation.
They have to wear full burqas.
Well, that's a conversation.
They're not allowed to drive cars.
That's nothing to do with it.
But is that the kind of...
Yeah, what the fuck is he talking about? He went from 18. It's saying it went from his preference being 18 to 22-year-old women to now you saying that women can't go out on their own and they have to wear burqas and that they can't drive. When the fuck did he say that? The closest thing he is they can't drive, which he doesn't say that they shouldn't be allowed to. He says that they don't know how to, which fuck. I feel the same way, man. Every woman I know says that they can't fucking drive, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. They should still be allowed to drive, but they can't. They fucking suck at it.
Well, for women that you...
I was mediating a conversation.
No, I'm asking you what you think.
I don't live in a country where that happens.
You're using that as the excuse for why you're not sorry for saying it. It's not an excuse.
Yeah, like he only talks about Western women. Why are we even talking about that shit? Like Saudi Arabia and shit, where women literally have no rights to do anything. He does not talk about them. He's only talking about the Western women. And women that he sees and deals with constantly. It's just crazy that you even grasping that far off of fucking what? Because he said he likes 18 to 22-year-old women.
Is that there are parts of the world where this is fine?
My friend.
So my question to you is, well, do you think it's fine?
I don't think it's fine. I live in a world where...
You don't think it's fine?
The reason
This isn't that hard, Andrew.
Bro, why will he not let him even get a sentence out? He can't even think about what the fuck he's been asked before he's coming at him with something fucking else. Like, bro, just because you can keep interrupting him with fucking the same question over and over again does not mean you win this debate. You look ignorant. You look stupid. You look scared.
You can simply say, Piers, you know what? With the benefit of hindsight, I wish I hadn't said it like that. And if a 26-year-old woman's
no,
I'm sorry I said that, because that actually is blatantly misogynist. And even though that's a view held by other parts of the world, it's not a view I share.
Still holding on to this misogynist shit. What the fuck? How is it misogynist? How? That'd be like if he asked you what type of woman do you like the most. You have to say every woman, or else if you said any type, you're misogynist, right? That's the most ignorant thing I've fucking heard. Actually, it's not, but it's ignorant. It's fucking ignorant as shit. Especially coming from someone of his stature and of what he does for a career. Like, this is his job. This is what he does daily, or at least weekly.
Now, I would respect you more if you said that.
Yeah.
Than if you try and say,
I could give a he does not care about your respect. I would be appreciative if he didn't respect me, because someone like that is just a nuisance.
Well, it's not a view I share. Now, I would respect you more if you said that.
Yeah.
Than if you try and say, well, it's said in other parts of the world, so I'm not sorry.
I think
that doesn't tell me what you think.
Then you need to understand why my content existed in the first place. My content existed because I tried my very hardest to be an absolute and utter realist, especially with uncomfortable truths. I was pointing out that very uncomfortable...
Is that a truth?
He has that fuck you mentality, that I don't give a fuck mentality, that leadership mentality. Why do you think that so many men that don't give a fuck are like legends in the celebrity world, or at least to people like us who are just eyeballs that watch. Like people like him, people like Eminem, Snoop Dogg, motherfucking NWA, Dana White, Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, Mike Tyson, like, and the list goes on and on. The men that don't give a fuck and will say whatever the fuck they want will always be looked at as a role model, because there's so many men that are working 9-to-5 jobs that have to tiptoe around on eggshells just to make sure that they keep their lives, but have the same want to express the same things that these guys are expressing. They just can't, because if they do, then they'll throw their whole livelihood away. They'll risk everything just to. And yeah, a lot of men can do that, but the men with families, or the men that have been working so hard to even get to this position and that, they're not willing to risk their shit that they've worked so hard for or care so much for just to say something. A lot of men will keep their mouth shut. But men like this get blown up so much because they grasp onto it because it's how they fucking feel.
It's an uncomfortable truth in many parts of the world. It's not a truth that I'm happy about.
An inquest this week found that a 14-year-old girl, Molly Russell, died from an act of self-harm while suffering from depression and the negative effects of online content. The coroner said she was exposed to material that may have influenced her in a negative way, and in addition, what started as depression had become a much more serious depressive illness, and she very sadly took her life.
That's absolutely disgusting.
Right. Her father.
Terrible.
Her father.
That has nothing to do with him. As terrible as it is, that is such a terrible, terrible thing that happened. A little girl shouldn't have to do that at all. But it has nothing to do with him. R.I.P. to her. But it has nothing to do with him. He is big on advocating for men that are doing the same thing at all ages. He that's what he does. He talks to these men, or he gives advice to these men to get them out of the fucking hole that they're in, so that they don't do this. Why would you even bring her up? Like, you're gonna put her on your TV show? Like let their family grieve. That's so disrespectful. You're gonna put her whole face on your shit. That's so disrespectful.
Campaign for better protections against potentially dangerous social media algorithms, right? It says that the particularly graphic content she saw romanticized acts of self-harm, normalized her condition, and focused on a limited and irrational view without any counterbalance of normality.
Which he does not promote anything. He does not talk about none of that. If anything, he talks about the complete opposite of that.
First of all, what is your response to that? Nothing to do with you.
Yeah,
That's
the first thing. Yeah, it is nothing to do with me. The fact that a 14-year-old girl took her life is truly sad. The world we live in today is the fact that something like that happened is almost mind-blowing to me. That's truly sad.
Yeah, facts.
If I just see something like that.
What has come
it is crazy
clear to me in the interview is that a lot of things you say you wouldn't say now that you've said before.
But I'd say them differently, perhaps.
Yeah, right. So to me, that's an acceptance. Not just that you want to get back on platforms, because maybe that was one of the reasons you were no platform, but that you've recognized and understood the potential harm to the wrong kind of impressionable mind by some of the things you've said. Would that be fair?
I think that's 80% fair. I recognize and understand that with massive fame, you have to be more careful about being misconstrued. Like I said earlier, 1% of people misunderstanding you doesn't matter with a small audience. It matters with a very large audience. With power comes responsibility. I still believe the things I say. I do not want to be a negative force for the world. I also understand that I am a man who's lived a very difficult, nuanced life, and I am capable of making nuanced points that may be misunderstood by teenagers. However, that can be said about anybody and everything. Every opinion online can be misunderstood by children. Trying to protect children from the internet is a very interesting subject.
Like, bro, look at all these. Look at like Cardi B or that, man. I mean, honestly, like any rapper rapper talks the same way. It doesn't mean they should be censored, but like, it's so stupid
in and of itself, because I would argue that 80% of the content on the internet can be negative or detrimental to a young mind that doesn't understand the world.
Right, man. That shit's crazy to me. Oh, I have so much more to say, and I really want to say it, but my shit's already at 14 minutes, and I can't upload if I go over 15. So please comment down below. I'll do the next reaction to the full clips. Yeah, and I'm done.